Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. Still working through issues, getting the hat to show up, but it's not like I don't wear it anymore. Okay, so look, we wanted to go over a couple things. Jason Aldean. I don't really listen to his music. I have friends who do. They liked him in the past, I would say. I'm not familiar with any of his stuff, so I'm not biased. I don't want you to think like, well, as a fan, I'm going to be able to forgive some of the stuff he's done. At the same time, not being familiar with him, I don't have a reason to not like the guy either. Except, it's in our human behavior to, if we don't know something, to already kind of be against it. But, you know, you have to be fair. You have to give people a chance. You have to be able to forgive. And then you also need to be able to wait for all the facts to come out. Okay? So, what are we going to do here? We're going to get all needle drop on you for a second. Okay, so Aldean is a country music singer. I think he had a couple hits maybe 10 years ago or what have you. I'm not exactly sure, but I am aware of who the guy is. It's not like before this controversy came out, I never heard of him, okay? So what is the controversy? So Aldean has made it clear that he is conservative, voted for Trump, and I'm not going to berate anybody for any of that. You know, free country. You have, you know, the ability to choose to vote for whoever you want to vote for. I don't think that your voting choices inherently makes you a bad person, okay? So, once again, this isn't a political channel. For those of you who this is your first video seeing me on here, the Sympathy 4 series is just my 2 cents on what happens when it comes to certain celebrities and things like that, how we actually react to them, because we do put these guys on pedestals, right? So that information's out there. I think what changed for Aldean was he was involved in, he wasn't really involved. There was a shooting. Some sniper went crazy in Las Vegas, injured and killed a whole bunch of people while Aldean was on stage. And you would think that most people after that would be anti-gun, but instead he went super pro-gun, because I guess for him it was like, well, dude had the gun, he had the strap, I gotta get mine, time to strap up, you know? Instead of trying to have more, I don't know, gun control, gun laws on his mind, he was like, well, this would have been prevented maybe if more people had access to firearms. I'm not sure exactly what he was thinking or what he is thinking, but just know that that is the information there. So what are we going to do here? I said we're going to go on needle drop. He made a video called "Try This in a Small Town," okay? That's what everyone's upset about. Understand, I said video. There was a song, the song came out earlier in the year, and nobody really paid it any attention at all. Matter of fact, Aldean didn't even write the song. So the themes of this song is pretty much, you know, the stuff that you would do in a big town, a big city, that people, I guess, get away with. You wouldn't be able to get away with those things in a small town, right? So let's look at the actual lyrics. Try that in a small town. Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk. Carjack an old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool? Well, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long. For you to find out, I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day you're gonna round up. Well, try that might fly. Well, that S might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town. Full of good old boys, raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. Oh. Try that in a small town. Okay? Songwriters, Kelly Lovelace, Neil Thrasher, Tuli Kennedy, Kurt Michael Allison. Now, I didn't sing it. I haven't actually heard the song. But reading between the lines, he's basically saying, hey, you want to do some thug stuff? You want to do some hoodlum type stuff? We gonna come get you. Right? So, I'm going to be honest with you. People are saying, oh, you're talking about black folks or whatever when you say try that stuff in a small town. I don't necessarily feel that way. I can see both arguments, which is, hey, no, I'm just talking about protecting myself, protecting my people. I see that. I lean towards more of that than any kind of inherent racism. But that's just the lyrics, right? I'm not sure if people are upset more of the song, period. The video is a whole different thing, right? The video showcases him at a center of lynching in America. I don't know, center might not be the word, but there was some, a famous lynching there, and he's doing that there. He's showing footage of Black Lives Matter movements, the rioting and looting, and it's like, well, the difference is the rioting and looting, while I don't condone that or agree with it, it's based off of a reaction to injustice, not people just rioting and looting because, they just want to do it, right? What I'm saying is, to say try that in a small town is counterintuitive to the footage that you've got there. No one's thinking about just doing crazy stuff like that as a movement. Those are people who are ignorant, they're in need, they have no home training. Those are the people that I can see the song being about. And those folks come in all genders, skin colors, creeds, religion, etc., right? So Aldean's people should have known better than to let him make a video like that, but he didn't care to try to change it either. CMT pulled the video, and of course, when something gets canceled, it gets more notoriety, more fame along the way. So this video the song doesn't even sound that great, right? But the video shot up to like number 2. I'm guessing they're showing it on YouTube because who's checking in on CMT? I'm sorry. Nobody. No disrespect to CMT, but what I'm saying is the video is bigger than that network at this point. So I don't feel sympathy for Jason Aldean throughout all of this. I think my approach would have been, hey, this guy brought a gun to the show, to the concert. We need better gun reform because that could have been him. But instead, he didn't take that approach, and that's fine. That's him. But there were countless other people who weren't as lucky. And you would think that although you would be trying to use your voice to make things more safe for your fans. Right? Because it's not like they were randos. Some of these people were there to see him. And instead, he's like, try that on a small town. I know that's years apart and everything. It's just weird that that the hills he's choosing to die on, choosing to fight on, right? Certain things were tried at small towns. And guess what? Small town people didn't win, right? So, no sympathy there. But this is blown out of proportion, really. The video is far more offensive than the song, and as far as I know, they actually cut some of the clips out because he didn't own the footage to the video that he had, like the Black Lives Matter stuff. He didn't have the footage, he didn't own that, right? Somebody else's recordings is what he was using there. And don't get me wrong, This isn't a pro Black Lives Matter thing at all, because that's not my MO, right? But I just call a spade when I see it. So yeah, I'm gonna end this here. I didn't think I had that much to say about this guy or this thing. I may never talk about it again, but I wanted to address it because some of you were messaging me or talking to me saying, hey, what do you think about this guy? And I said, stay tuned, there will be a sympathy for it. So I will see y'all in the next one. Remember to hit that like, be able to comment for me if you want to see more content like this, and then share if you feel the same. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Let me know in the comments what your point of view is if you have one, and I will see you in the next one. The Yellow Hat Guy is out. Captain Sensation!